And so we're back from a break that I did not know to which we were taking. Because I looked over and all of a sudden there was nothing recording. And I'm like, no, my God, no. Please tell me it didn't do the whole thing. It did not. It cut off like right at the beginning of here. So we left off at the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. And we have an upside down Five of Cups and an upside down Nine of Coins. Now, the Queen tends to be an oracle, and she doesn't tend to be really good at, to kind of recap what I was saying, she doesn't tend to be really, really good at her entrepreneurship. And this could also mean bills. This could mean, she's got her head up in the air in the ether, so all the mundane stuff down here, she doesn't necessarily keep track of. However, our reversed Five of Cups, and for me, Cups reversed always seems sad because things are falling out. But where I saw this one as, I'm sorry, we don't have as much light as we need. I just realized it's dark outside. Probably should turn that light on over there, but that would involve getting up, and I don't think that's going to happen. I always see the cups as, things fall out. Which can also mean that not only do things fall out, like in the case of the Seven of Cups, things fall out, and now you can make a better decision because everything is on the floor where it's easier to see, instead of high up in the shaded sun area. Now you can actually see what you want. Things can also fall out of cups and into alignment. So there's a good chance that even though this person is an oracle of some form, a teacher, whatever, they're good. They're not only are they good at what they do, but they're good with their money. They're good managing stuff. They're good at putting stuff together. Like if they're a teacher, they're the person that you go to when you need to put a curriculum together. That's this person. This person is very organized. They know exactly what they're doing. I wanted to look up that Nine of Coins, which is what I was in the process of doing when I looked over and y'all weren't with me anymore and I was missing you. So, here we are, Nine of Coins. Let's get our glasses, people. Realize you are free to create a secure, enduring, and satisfying lifestyle for yourself. Look for ways to share it with those who have helped you along the way. But ours is reversed. So let's take a look-see at the reverse. Let's see. So upright, the Nine of Coins, this fortunate individual has turned a historical accident into a personal opportunity. This is one who has the vision and strength of character to hold on to gains against all odds. Do not be fooled at the apparent ease displayed on this card. The person pictured is at the tail end of a long and stressful process of winning the right to be taken seriously. All of this grace has been paid for several times over. But our guy is reversed. Excuse me, pardon me. In reversed, the Nine of Coins suggests a period of self-discipline is needed to restore your energy and vitality. You may be enmeshed in a situation of dependency or overindulgence. You may be getting a bit sloppy, not in full possession of all your energy and focus. The remedy is austerity and self-discipline. You'll be much healthier and happier after you have straightened up your act. So, ow. So, where the Queen of Cups is an oracle and she's extraordinarily smart and, maybe she's not good at finances or whatever, this Queen is. This Queen very much so is very good at finances. She's very good at doing the books. She's very good at making the appointments. However, I almost wonder if this person is tired. Because it says not in full possession of all your energy. So maybe you're putting your all into this, and because you are good at doing this and you are good at doing this, you're putting everything into this to the point where you're making yourself exhausted, which means that you may be getting a little sloppy, not in full possession of all of your energy and focus, and you may be getting distracted and not as focused as what you would normally be. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, that's because these are... So that's what that feels like. That, yeah, these are two separate readings. I should probably have just cut them in half and then put them in three, but hey, here we are. Technically, I'm kind of doing that. So if there's a third one, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll just stop and then... So yeah, this queen, and you know, as I say, it doesn't have to be a woman, but this does feel like a woman. This does feel like anyone. He, she, they, them, probably more geared towards a man because it's a knight, but I feel like this could be a little bunny. This could be any sex. This I do feel like is more a woman who is taking on a whole lot. But they're good. They're good at what they do. It's just they need to take a break. They're tired and they're getting overwhelmed, which is making everything else sloppy. Yes, we live in the real world where dog Frito feet get stuff on the sofa. Usually have a cover on the sofa, but I haven't had one on in a while. I think it's time to go back to that idea. Of course, every time I have one on, the dog throws up on it, and then I've got to rewash it. So it's like, at this point, it's like, do I do it and then risk it, or do I, not? Either way, I just take these off and wash them anyway. Always get sofa cushions with zippers. But I feel like there's a fourth card coming out. Just listening to Spirit. Is a fourth card coming out. There's definitely at least a fourth card coming out. I think it's only going to be 4 cards, but I could always wrong. It was this. It was the water bottle, Ernie. It makes a noise. I'm sorry. Sorry, honey. I apologize. I apologize. Excuse me. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. Mama was just a water bottle. He doesn't like the sound of the water bottle. It makes him anxious. But he didn't do anything. It was just the water bottle. He didn't do a thing. Yeah. So, okay. Okay. So this person definitely needs to rest, because they are taking on, they're just really good at what they do. And, you know, they don't stop doing it because they're good at it. Even when they're getting a little sloppy, they're just like, yeah, I'll pick it up the next time. But the problem is that you're getting to a point where you're sloppy every 3 times. So you're sloppy more than what you're good, and that's a bad thing. That's not a good idea. So what else do you have for me? Let's see, what else have we got in here? Whoop. And my bamboo plants are growing. Hoping to get another one from Aldi's this year if they have more. I just water them a little bit. I just leave them in the little rocks. And his name is Gal Jr. Oscar decided to eat one of them, so there's only 2 left. But that's okay. Pear is good. The sun. The sun. La sole. So the Sun's come out to us reversed, and the Sun card itself is about the self, who you are and how you cultivate your personality and character. The Sun's radiance is where one's original nature can be encountered in health and safety. The limitations of time and space are stripped away, the soul is refreshed and temporarily protected from the chaos outside the garden walls. Under the light of the sun, life reclaims its primordial goodness, truth, and beauty. If one person is shown on this card, it is usually signifying a human incarnation of the divine. When two humans are shown, the image is portraying a resolution of tension between the opposites at all levels. It is as if the card is saying, "You can do no wrong. It's all good to you. It's all to the good." But our sun is reversed. The Sun card reverse suggests that this is one of the two cards that traditionally have no negative meaning. Perhaps you will choose to take extra care to humbly count your blessings and give credit to all that have contributed to your success. Perhaps you can create a program of giving, volunteering, or bringing as many people into your good fortune as you sensibly can. Satisfy your conscience that you are a wise steward of your good fortune. The Sun advice position. The Sun card advises you to have confidence in your natural divinity. Throw off any cultural conditioning that keeps you from being authentic with yourself. Step into the full light of truth and reveal your motives and principles. Once done, you will no longer give away power to the people that criticize and shame you. Focus on the positive and the real. Your authentic, shining self can be a light for others if you project it without contrivance. And that's extremely, extremely true, because this is a good queen. She helps the community, and not only is she good at what she does, but she can go out, she can read the tarot, she can do the job, she can do the heavy lifting at the factory, and then she can go in the office and and she can also do the paperwork, and she does. And I think at this point, the queen needs to hand some of this off. She needs to hire someone to help her, because she's too overwhelmed. She's too overwhelmed. And the Sun says that she can handle anything, she can do anything. Wait, let's have confidence in your natural divinity. Throw off any conditioning that keeps you from being the authentic you. And this is a good point. Yes, Spirit, that is an excellent point with the upset, not with that one. That makes exact sense why the Sun is coming out right after the reverse Nine of Coins, because that's true. You're good at what you do. You do know what you're doing, but you are taking on too much. You have got to hire at least one person to help offset this, even if you feel the need to be in control, because you do have confidence in yourself. But the Sun is saying, knock it off with what is expected. That is cultural conditioning, and it doesn't matter what culture you're from. There is this thing all across humanity that says, "Oh my God, you got to do it. You got to do it, and you got to do it by yourself. You can't get any help. You have to do it all by yourself. You got to do it all." And the Sun is saying that when you do that, brain just you are continuing that cultural conditioning of not taking the rest you need and getting the help you need so that you can get the clarification, because you need to ask for help. And the Sun is saying you've got to ask for help. It's conditioning that we do not ask for help, and because you can do it all, you're starting to flub up. Like I said, yeah, maybe with that paperwork, every once in a while you're flubbing something up. But now it's not every 100 times. Now it's every 3 times you're making a mistake, and that's now becoming a problem. Because after every 3 times, it's every 2 times. And after every 2 times, it's every single time. And that's a problem. It's like I'm a hairdresser. And there reaches a point where hairdressers who can do it all and who have a lot of clients, they start they get overwhelmed and they slow down and they stop doing the their work isn't as good as what it once was. They stop doing the work that they once did. What made them so talented, what made them so good, they stop doing that, and because they're tired, and they're not necessarily making mistakes, they're just doing things quicker, which isn't actually very helpful, because you're leaving spots everywhere, you're not getting the color every place, the haircut's not as perfect as it is because it's not growing out as nicely as it should. And yes, if you got a good cut, it will grow out nicely, which is an amazing thing. So you have to, the sun is saying, stop, just stop, because that's conditioning. Not asking for help is conditioning. Thinking you can do it all on your own, that's conditioning, and you don't have to do that. You've got help. You've got help. And all you have to do is take it. You just got to hire that one person. Wouldn't necessarily hire a friend. I would definitely hire someone you don't know, someone that you agree with, because if it's just like two of you in an office, or two of you've got to coexist, unless, you're looking at them and you think that you can, you never know. You never know. You could hire someone who doesn't understand what non-binary or transgender is, and because you've made the choice to hire them, I mean, because you can always say, oh, I'm gonna hire you, but let's do this on let's see how we like each other, and if at the end neither of us like each other after like 90 days, we can, no harm, no foul. You can definitely put me on a resume, and I won't do anything wrong. I'll just say that, you and I, we just didn't personally get along, but all the work you did was great, that sort of thing. But because you take the time to do that, and they get to know you, and then that's when they start to understand, oh, that's what that is. That's what non-binary is. That's what transgender is. And I don't understand it because I'm not transgender. I'm not non-binary. I'm not gay. I'm not straight. I'm not this or that. And, if you're not that, you can't understand it. You can understand it from an outside peripheral sort of thing, but you can't understand it from, the inside. Like when one of my dearest friends told me they were non-binary, and suddenly it occurred to me that for all these years, I didn't understand it. I just accepted it. And I was just like, well, someday I'll learn. And when they told me that, it hit me of, oh yeah, I don't understand it because I'm not non-binary. I'm bi, but I'm not non-binary. So, I'm not going to understand it. All I can do is accept it and love this person as they are, because they are such a sweet, dear friend, and I love them so, so very, very much. But yeah, that's all that you can do. That can give a person a real, experience that they've never had. I've had that happen at the salon with girls who are very, very religious, who have never been around certain kinds of people. And then, they say, wow, like one of my cousins is gay. And she's like, wow, I didn't know gay people were that nice. And I'm like, yeah, they're just like everybody else. And she's like, yeah, she didn't know. She didn't have that experience. Not everybody is experienced as we think they are. So, you can always hire people on a trial, but do that. I feel like there's going to be one, and this person is going to end up being a friend. this person is going to end up being one of those people that you go, oh my god, so and what, and they're going to go, oh, I'm sorry, what, and it's going to be a nice friendship, and even if they choose to move on to another position, you're still going to remain within that friendship. So this is actually, for whomever this is actually pretty darn good. So let's see what we've got here. We have the Nine of Wands reversed. Let's see. I don't even know if that's a new one or if that's continuing on with this. Let's see. I don't feel like it's continuing on with that. I think it might be new. But then we referenced the cups a little bit up in that as well. Nine of Wands. The nine of this suit usually indicates the need for rest. See, and a little bit of this incorporated with a little bit of this. And what was I saying with this one? A little bit of rest. So you can see the sun. You know, you got to be able to see that sun. Right now, you're doing too much. All you can see is the gray and yuck, and you got to be able to see the rays and feel the heat. The nine of this suit usually indicates a need for rest, some time out to mend wounds and savor victories. Although it may be hard to do, this card would have you leave the field to fresher teammates for now. Release any attachment you may feel to being in a leadership role for now. In the pictured tarot decks, the protagonist is shown as too exhausted to be effective in defending his gains, yet resisting the suggestion to ask for help or step down. He or she hasn't had the chance to totally heal from past blows and is still up there taking another beating. This is the fix that comes from making oneself irreplaceable. Fight off the maniacal thought that only you can save the day. Stop rejecting loved ones who want to help you. So that does this one here. I mean, I'm pretty sure this one is all done because this one is separate too, but you know, this did match up with a little bit with that Knight of Cups, in that, you know, you got to do your shadow work and take, you know, 5, 6, 7 of Swords. Look at that. 7 of Swords. Oh, but upside down. Our wands are actually upside down. Nine of Wands reversed. Avoid a situation that seems like a losing battle. Seek new perspectives. When the Nine of Wands is reversed, it is time to question your motives. Are you truly defending the high ground because of humanitarian motives? Or are you merely competing with others? If you truly don't belong at the forefront, when all is said and done, you will not be seen as a hero for obstructing others. See, and then that's what brings us into a newer reading right there. Avoid a situation that seems like a losing battle. Seek new perspectives. When the Nine of Wands is reversed, it is time to question your motives. Yep. Are you truly defending the higher ground because of humanitarian motives? Or are you just competing with others? Yeah, if you really and truly shouldn't be in the fight, you should definitely go and sit on the bleachers and watch and find out where you're supposed to be. Let's see what this 7 of Swords is. It's one of those things where I know I mentioned it earlier, but it's like I can't recall it now. And this one is upright. The seven of this suit typically refers to mental preparedness acquired through the use of imagination, including the rehearsing and visualizing of desired results. So this is talking about manifesting. This card represents the positive mental habits of a natural winner. The image most often associated with this card is that of a canny warrior who has infiltrated into the enemy camp on the eve of a fateful battle, checking out their preparations and stealing their swords. Such a move is guaranteed to demoralize the enemy and undermine their performance in the upcoming confrontation. Putting it in modern terms, one who draws this card needs to work smarter, not harder, think long and deep, study all the angles, and put yourself in the shoes of your competition. As a result, you will have such a thorough grasp of the whole situation that there will be no surprises and no excuses for anything but successful, skillful preparation justifies the optimism of the natural winner. Which goes very much so along with the Nine of Wands saying avoid a situation that seems like a losing battle. Seek new perspective, you know? Work smarter, not harder. You know, you gotta study, you gotta question your motives, and you've got to ask why you're there. Because if you shouldn't be here, if you shouldn't be up, like they said, if you shouldn't be up at the front of the battle, if you are not up there handing out the water and helping everybody or doing, you know, whatever, go back on the bleachers. And obviously there should be no war, so. So, okay, what else have we got here? Unsure of who this is for. That's like, how many cards is that? Because you know we don't, that's 3 cards. All right. Oh, we've got, okay. All right, we have the Nine of Cups. We have the Star and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so yeah. The Seven of Swords is saying you need to be prepared. Like the Nine is saying, make sure you know that you need to be there. If you're not needed, don't go. But if you're needed, make sure you're prepared, because I'm sure that you're probably needed. You're just stepping back to make sure what you need. Nine of Cups. And our Nine of Cups is upright. The image on several versions of this card often shows an innkeeper doing a brisk business, and feeling very happy about it all. The rewards of high achievement are not all monetary, however. This happiness also refers to the feeling of fulfillment that comes with good service to the community and support of one's family, as well as gratitude for all the blessings in one's life. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, because you're going out to battle. And you've infiltrated the enemy, and you have, and I mean, that's the thing. This card is saying, make sure. Might even say, make sure you're infiltrating the right enemy. Yet at the same time, this Seven of Swords is very, very happy that they have gotten all these swords. They have infiltrated the enemies. the enemy's encampment. That's true too. Because this is also energies of feelings of fulfillment that come from fulfillment that come from good service to the community, support of one's family. And if you infiltrate the camp and you help save the town, they are going to give you, but make sure that you're doing it. Make sure that you're prepared. Don't just Gomer Pyle it into the middle of nowhere and start screaming. Sorry, Jim Neighbors, although I do really enjoy Jim Neighbors. He's got a beautiful voice if you've never heard him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we also have the star. And the star, which refers us back to our reason for being, make sure that you're supposed to be where you are. Refers us back to our reason for being, our mission in this lifetime. The star reminds us that, in a sense, we are agents of divine will in our day-to-day lives. If we let go of the idea that we are supposed to be in control, we can more easily notice and appreciate the synchronicities that are nudging us along in this way. We become more conscious of the invisible helping hand, and we better understand our place within and value to the larger cosmos. I mean, and that is pretty much so what this is saying. And this also actually goes up here with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune, you're going to be on top of that wheel and you're going to be able to see all of this. All of this. Just make sure that you're in the right spot. Make sure that you're doing the right job before you start doing all of this, because if you're in the right position, you're going to get what you want. But if you are not being helpful, if you are not where you are supposed to be, you're just you're just making people trip. Queen of Cups. I also have a Queen of Pentacles as well, Queen of Coins. Now our Queen of Cups comes to us upright. This card traditionally portrays a sensitive, vulnerable, omniscient woman who offers unconditional love. She is supremely empathic, sometimes to a fault. Her caring nature exposes her to everybody else's emotions and needs. This person sometimes has difficulty identifying her own best interests in the midst of her responsiveness to others. As a result, she sometimes appears slightly unfocused or perhaps overwhelmed. Filled as she is with spirits, she represents the Grail Queen as well as the goddess of the family. And that's true. Because that's what it says up here too. The Queen of Coins, she can do it all, but sometimes she doesn't realize when she's got to quit and hire that. I feel it. What is that? What is that? Oh well. Ooh, there it is again. Because this queen doesn't take a break, and I have no idea what the heck that energy just was. but I know it's making me nauseous right now. So the Queen of Cups with her Grail. I mean, this is really, really nice. This is saying, you know, you have everything you need in place for your destiny. You know everything you're supposed to do, but just make sure you're in the right place. You know what, too? This might also mean make sure, dear Queen, that this cup you're giving over is coming from the right place. In other words, you don't always want to say, I'm sorry for your loss if someone's husband passed away. Sometimes you just want to say, hey, how you doing? And leave it at that. And my God, that spirit is strong. Even Ernie's feeling it. I can definitely, if you need me to use the other cards, use the other cards. So yeah, this Queen of Cups, you've got everything that you need to be successful in whatever venture this is. Just make sure you're doing it. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Make sure you're doing it for the right person. You know, make sure that you've got your, you know, that, well, as they said, make sure that you're doing the right job at the front of the battlefield, because if you're up there just standing in the way, you're not helpful, and none of this stuff that you know is going to matter if you're just standing in the way. It's like being in the emergency room at when somebody's having a cardiac arrest and you've got to get the paddles. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, or if you're in the right spot. Okay, hold on one moment, please, and thank you. Just give me 1 second. If you don't know if you're in the right spot, you're not going to be helpful to anybody. So that's pretty much what this is saying. You're a queen, and you've got this, and I might actually just split these up into 3 different readings just for the hell of it. Okay, please, sir, give me 1 moment. I thank you. So, yeah, if you, that exactly. Just make sure that you're in the right spot. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Step back and make sure you have some tact. I'm being told, make sure that you have a little bit of tact, because you're going to need that. You're sometimes, you know, you've got to be sensitive with this stuff. I remember I did this. I told somebody I was sorry that their husband passed away, and they just like looked at me, and I was like, oh, bells and whistles are going off in my head going, stupid, stupid, stupid. You were doing it wrong. And yeah, I learned from that moment. And I learned after my mom passed away that, you know, it's don't fluff, just be honest. But yeah, as long as you're in the right space, the right time, the right place, the right moment, whatever this is, you're going to be a successful queen. This can be about anybody, not necessarily male, female, or they, them. It's whomever this is for. Take it how you want it, and I believe we have one more coming up, but this guy has to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to make that a completely and different, separate one, because my other cards are calling. Be right back. Be good, behave, be happy. Be yourself.